Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Fame with Tiffany Renee. If you have been here before, welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. Here on this channel we talk about everything metaphysics and quantum physics and everything dealing with spirituality. Also, I provide intuitive, channeled, collective messages on this channel too. I just recently started doing that. So this is my third channeled message for the collective that I have, and I want to share it with you. If you're interested in having your own channeled message or your own personal intuitive reading or any manifestation coaching, or even one of my Eye on the Prize boards, which is a digital vision board customized just for you, along with a affirmation and a narrative, click the link in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you are notified when I come out with another video, post, announcement, or anything else. So today I have a channeled message, and it's been something, this phrase has kind of been running through my mind since yesterday. And so I knew that this was the message that the spirit guides wanted me to share. Remember, this is for the collective, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Time does not apply. It could be something past, present, or future. It doesn't matter. Just, again, take it how it resonates. And I'm also not telling you anything that you don't already know. I always use that disclaimer. We are all consciousness, and we all have access to the same exact messages and information. The only difference is the way it is filtered through each vessel, each conduit, and how they articulate or choose to express that information or that knowledge or that wisdom. Okay? So, the main theme here is free your mind. Free your mind. That is the main message. Free your mind. And it had me thinking of, for those of you who know the group En Vogue. If you don't know who En Vogue is, please Google and YouTube En Vogue. ENVOUGE. En Vogue, just like the magazine. En Vogue is a 90s girl group. Phenomenal singers. Like, they were a girl group, but each individual member was a solo singer. Like, they were all lead singers. Okay. They have a song called Free Your Mind, and it's one of their biggest hits, ever. And they're giving me, now the song itself is has more of a social justice theme. However, what they want you to kind of take away from that song is the very first part of the chorus. It says, free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Those are the two lines that they want you to focus on. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Okay? I apologize if you hear vacuuming. I'm in a hotel right now, and housekeeping is vacuuming right now. The next message that they want you all to know is, it's going to be okay. Apply that to whatever circumstances you're going through, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're feeling right now, whatever your experiences are. It's going to be okay. They're confirming that it's going to be okay. Regardless of what it looks like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just know that it's going to be okay. It really is. Okay? It's going to be okay. So they definitely wanted me to let you know that. They also said, do not get confused by the hologram. many people believe that our life experience here on earth is a hologram. It's a holographic universe. And there's been a lot of evidence to support that, depending on what you believe. But just like in the movie The Matrix, which is, they're also giving me this reference. Remember during the jump sequence, the jump scene, after Morpheus and Neo fought in the dojo, and Neo said to Morpheus, like right when he stopped his fist from hitting his face, and he said, I know what you're trying to do. And Morpheus told him, I'm just trying to free your mind. And then he said, load the jump. And before Morpheus ran and jumped across all the way over to the other building, he told Neo, just free your mind. That's all I'm trying to get you. Just free your mind. Free your mind. And then he runs and he leaps and he makes the jump, right? So Spirit is saying, do not get confused by the hologram, because the reason why Morpheus could make the jump is because he had already freed his mind, because the truth was that there was nothing to jump over. There was no gap between the buildings. There were no buildings. You know what I mean? Just like the child, when Neo went to see the Oracle, this is the first movie I'm referencing, when Neo went to go see the Oracle and he sits with the children, and there's that child who's bending the spoons, and he hands the spoon to Neo, and he said, don't try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, remember the truth. And he said, what truth? There is no spoon. And you'll notice that it's not the spoon that bends, it is yourself. Okay? Everyone and everything is you pushed out. It is yourself who bends, not the spoon. But there is a hologram that appears that the spoon is bending on its own, but it's really you who's bending. And then you could see when Neo is bending his head, and then the spoon head is bending because he's bending, right? So I said, do not get confused by the hologram. The holographic universe is a misrepresentation of the truth. The holographic universe is a misrepresentation of the truth. Okay? As Tom Karen always says, it is real, but it is not reality. It is real. It feels real. It looks real. It's just like a virtual reality game. You really feel like you're playing tennis when you've got the headset on, the Oculus or whatever. You feel like you're really playing golf, or really, dancing with whoever that person is, or you feel like you're really doing the thing. You're immersed. All of your five senses believe that they're playing tennis. Okay? And I mean, everywhere you look, there's the tennis court, there's the tennis net. You look down and you're holding a tennis racket. It looks 100% real, and it is. It is a real experience that you're having according to your senses, but it is not reality. Because the reality is that you're just standing in your living room and you haven't left to go anywhere, right? It's a misrepresentation of the truth. And sometimes we forget that, and we take the hologram as gospel. We take that as the truth and we run with it, okay? But Spirit wants me to remind you that it's a misrepresentation. So you can't take it at face value, because there's something always going on behind whatever it is that you see, okay? They said, lean into your knowing that creation is done. Lean into your knowing that creation is done. We know that creation is done. Okay? God, infinite intelligence, source, created everything in 6 days and said it was good. Everything has been created. Everything has been given. Every version of you already exists. Every version of all, 8 billion people on this planet, and every infinite possible outcome for their lives, every version of them, from the best of the best to the worst of the worst, and everything in between, all exists simultaneously. So there's infinite versions of 8 billion people that exist right now. Every type of species that could be created exists. Every insect, every animal, every plant, every particle, every virus, every bacteria, everything already exists. It's done. It's done. So they want you to lean into that, knowing that creation is done. Then they said, there's nothing to do or fix, only choices to make. When that came through, I was like, woo! I felt that. There's nothing to do or fix, only choices to make. We're not here to fix anything because nothing is broken. Contrary to popular belief, nothing is broken. The only thing that is broken is our interpretation of what is real versus what is reality. It's the lost knowing that creation is complete and that what we see with our 3D eyes is nothing more than a misrepresentation of what's really there, because we only see 0.001% of what's actually there. That's all of the creation that we can witness. We can only take in so much at a time. Now, our subconscious sees everything, but our conscious mind, our senses, can only see and only take in a certain amount at a time. And what we see, thanks to our reticulatory activating system, are only things that we're aware of. So let's say you've been riding a bicycle for 4 years and you decide, I'm going to buy a car for the first time. And you decide to buy a 2025 Toyota Corolla in purple. A purple 2025 Toyota Corolla. You didn't even know they existed until you went to the dealership and saw one. And you're like, great, I want this Toyota Corolla and I want the purple one. Perfect. Then all of a sudden, as soon as you leave the dealership, it's like everywhere you go, you start seeing purple 2025 Toyota Corollas. And you're like, wait a minute. Where did these cars come from? Because I sure enough have never seen one in my entire life. They were always there. Your awareness was not on them because they were not of any importance to you. There was no need for your RAS system to point out the purple Toyota Corollas because they meant nothing to you. You had no connection mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, nothing. You had no conscious association with 2025 purple Toyota Corollas. So it was going to save space, okay? Because your subconscious could see them, but it's not bringing them to your conscious mind because it was irrelevant. But it's relevant now because you own one. And now you see them everywhere. And you're like, where did they come from? They've always been there. And I know many of you have witnessed this. I've witnessed this. When I bought my car, I have a silver 2006 Pontiac G6, right? Okay, Penelope is old, but you know, that's my girl. Until I bought one, I hadn't seen one. After I started driving an '06 Pontiac G6, I started seeing them everywhere, in every color, especially silver. I was parking at my old apartment at the time that I lived when I got the car. And my car would be there and 3 other cars, and they would all be lined up right next to mine. all of them were silver 2006 Pontiac G6s. I'm like, I went from never even seeing them at all to where they're lining up parked right next to my car. They were everywhere. I still see them everywhere because my awareness is on one now because I drive one, right? So there's nothing to do or fix, only choices to make. So nothing is broken. Nothing is wrong. You know, everything has a right to be here because all of creation means all of creation. That means the best of the best and the worst and the worst, the most ideal circumstance and the least ideal. That means joy and victory and triumph and tragedy, fear and trauma. It all has a right to exist. It's all part of the yin and yang. It's part of the totality of creation in itself. So if there's something that you're experiencing or something that you're seeing and you don't like it, you decide, I don't like this. The solution is not to figure out how to change the thing that you don't like. That's not the solution. I believe it was Albert Einstein who said, you cannot find the solution in the same place where you found the problem. So what Spirit is telling you is that you cannot look for a different circumstance or alternative reality or an alternative outcome to something by trying to change the current outcome, the current experience that you're in. Because all probabilities, all timelines exist, and they exist right now in the infinite present moment, the divine present moment. So if you have an SP and you're like, oh my God, my SP is tripping and I can't deal with this. Okay, they're liars, they're cheaters, they're selfish, they're aloof, they're whatever, they have addictions, they have all these things, whatever. And your choice, your decision is to push against that version of them, to create resistance within your relationship, to try and change them, maybe giving them ultimatums or threatening to leave or whatever, or thinking, well, maybe if I just love them enough, they'll be better. Or if I change things about myself, then if I lose weight, if I cut my hair, if I shave my beard, if I get jacked at the gym, if I give them a baby, if I do whatever, then they'll be what I want them to be. That's you trying to change them, that version of them, because you've decided that they're broken. They're not what you want. They're defective in some capacity, right? That version of them, who's all those things that you no longer resonate with, is allowed to exist because every version of that person exists. Your SP has infinite versions of them who are living lives right now. The best of the best and the worst of the worst. Some of them are with you and some of them are not. So the solution is not to try to change who they are or how they're being towards you. It is to choose a version of them where those things are not issues, where they're already what you desire them to be. If you want them to be more thoughtful, you don't berate them and try to shame them or give them ultimatums or try to make them feel bad or whatever about not getting you Valentine's Day gifts or not planning your birthday party for you or not being more thoughtful in being just the basic things or whatever. You don't try to make them to be more thoughtful. You decide, okay, this version of my SP lacks thoughtfulness. Okay, and I don't like that. So I'm now going to choose a version of my SP who is incredibly thoughtful. I am now with the version of my SP who is the most thoughtful human being on the planet. To me, to others, they're giving, they're kind, they're selfless, but they also know how to maintain their boundaries to where they're not taken advantage of. They have a good heart, and we love each other incredibly. You choose. And the more you keep choosing, whether you see instant changes or not, it doesn't matter, because you've chosen and you stick with your choice. No matter what the 3D version of your SP is doing, you continue to say, and I've already chosen the different version. I've already chosen the different version. I'm so happy and grateful that my SP is super thoughtful. And the universe will have no choice but to conform to this new assumption, this new choice, this new command, and you are going to experience that different version of your SP who is incredibly thoughtful. You're going to start seeing physical evidence of the thoughtfulness come to pass, and then you will know, I have my ideal SP. I have the new version has shown up in the 3D. It caught up to the 3D. My choice caught up to the 3D. Right? This other version who was still tripping after I decided that I wanted someone new. That's the fizz. When you pour soda and the fizz comes up first before you can get to the soda, that's just the fizz. It's going to flatten out. It's going to disappear. And I'm going to be left with the soda. I'm going to be left with the new choice of my SP. We don't fix things in this world. We choose differently. We choose what we want to see and what we want to experience, and we keep choosing it. No matter what anyone says, no matter what happens, no matter what you see, no matter how much it brings you to your knees, you continue to choose the desired outcome that you want to see and experience. And it must change. That is the way creation was made. You're putting your awareness on the version of the thing that you would prefer, and it must show up as long as you persist in choosing that version and not going back to choosing what you don't want. That is the message that Spirit wants to tell you. There is nothing to do or fix, only choices to make. You are constantly choosing. In every moment, in every second, you are choosing and choosing and choosing and choosing. Okay? You keep choosing. And you keep choosing. And you keep choosing. Right? So I hope that channeled message blessed you all, because it definitely blessed me. And I definitely need to hear that message. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this. Take care. Free your mind. Do not get confused by the hologram. The holographic universe is a misrepresentation of the truth. Lean into your knowing that creation is done and there is nothing to do or fix, only choices to make. Done. That was the message that came through. So, until next time, love you all. Be safe. And if you're in a climate that's got snow and cold, bundle up. It's going to get frigid. So, take care. And it is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay. It is okay. Let's affirm. It's more than okay. It's perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect because it was created to be so. It is doing exactly what it's meant to do based on the timeline that it's on. So there's nothing to fix. Only choices to make. Okay. Love you guys. Take care. Mwah.